Show, going down the road, I-75 down to Macon, talk to Mercer Bears head coach Greg Gary. Coach, what's up? How you doing again?
Doing well, Jerry. I appreciate you having me on. Looking forward. Got a few more games left in the regular season. Got 4 more left, and then we head to the SoCon tournament like that first weekend in March. So looking forward to it. It's coming pretty fast, that's for sure.
You got that right. Now, Coach, we talked to you in the spring when you first got hired. So talk to us. How's your transition been to Macon and leading this program? And what have you kind of focused on in making the program better since we talked to you last in the spring there?
Yeah, I think we've made some really good strides. Just a culture, just building the right culture and getting guys on the same page. And, it's all new to them and it's all new to me as far as the personnel. So it's been a good situation for us just kind of learn each other and go through that. But we're 7-7 right now in the conference. We lost Ross Cummings. He's only played about 6 games earlier in the year, 6-7 games. And he had a foot injury, so we lost 18 points a game right off the bat. So I think our guys, our other seniors, Georgie and Heath and Stair, have both stepped up really good and averaging, 16 to 18 points a game. So, we've done a pretty good job. We won on the road at ETSU, which they hadn't done. Coach Forbes, and I can always give him a little jab here. They had beaten them 10 times in a row. He'd never lost to Mercer. So we went up there and beat them, which was a good win for us. And then we go to Wofford and beat them. So we've had some pretty good wins on the road, which is always hard to do. But in general, I'm pleased with the way the progress is going.
And we know ETSU is hard to beat them there in Johnson City. So to beat them at their place, a heck of an accomplishment in SoCon play for sure.
Yeah, no, it was good. And then we kind of slipped up and let them come to our place and get us. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen next time.
You got there right. Got to defend that Georgia turf. You don't know, most definitely, Coach. Most definitely. And Coach, I guess want to talk to you about the development piece. Cause I know coming as a new coach, it's hard to kind of put your stamp on young men who don't really know you. So for on court development, off court development, what did you guys kind of prioritize in the summer and fall here to get the guys kind of up to speed on what you want to run and how you want to play, how your system will work for them as well?
Yeah, it's a good question because when I got in and they kind of just walked the ball up the court, and Coach Hoffman is a great coach and is a really good coach, but it's different styles, and I wanted to play a little bit more up-tempo, and push the ball and miss shots. Hey, when you just run motion and get the ball, if you're open in 5 seconds in the shot clock, it's a rhythm shot for you, let it fly. Otherwise. So we wanted to play faster, and then on the defensive end, I like just playing straight man-to-man and getting after people and picking up full court. So, again, it was just a difference in styles that took us a minute to kind of get used to. Still need to add some pieces, which we did with our recruiting class. Just need some more athleticism to be able to play that way. But I'm very happy with what we've signed and what we got coming back. So I'm looking forward to, on down the line. But the development piece was really just the style, just playing faster. And that was really the biggest thing. Development, I mean, you're always developing guys, really just, especially during the season, just want to play to our strengths and the off season, that's the time when you work on your weaknesses.
And Coach, coming from where you come from, you know about the strength conditioning programs, how key it is to a program. So again, eating right, the sleeping piece, the lifting piece. So how'd you and your coach kind of come together to get these guys on the same page? Because when you play fast, you have to be in shape, and when you play faster, you're successful with the injury as well if you're not fully in shape. So how'd you guys kind of map out that plan, make sure that your guys maintain all your long playing style that you're playing now?
No, you once again you hit it on the nose, and that's one of the most important things on with a program is having the right strength conditioning coach. I was able to have a big influence who brought in. So this was a new guy that I brought in, and so we've been working together. And there wasn't much of a preseason, just so it came in April. But now after this season, we'll have May, June, July, to be able to kind of see what we have and then what, I've had them a year. Now I know what this kid needs, that kid needs. But it all goes hand in hand. I think we've done a good job of stepping up just our nutritional intake for our guys. We've got a nutritionist on staff. So all that, you hit on those, all that really, really matters, especially when you're wanting to play at a faster pace And as you look at the top of the league, they've got some really good athletes, good physical players. So we've got to not only get in shape better, but we got to get stronger.
You got there right, Coach. Those lifts, those maintenance lifts are very important, and on those lifts for strength as well are very important. And also, Coach, is good for you. 6 wins in non-conference play. I know this might means you probably wanted to have. We want to have more wins, but when you got to play on the road a lot, you don't have many home games. You got to go play some guarantee games against high major schools. So when you have all those layers thrown in there, getting 6 wins is pretty good considering all things, and especially in year one.
It's not bad. It's really not. Obviously, you want more, but you have to go through certain things in a program, and the process of getting guys to play how you want them and gelling all of them together is not the easiest thing to do. But I felt like we've been able to, especially in conference, kind of figure out a few things to help us win some games. But as a coach, you're never satisfied, but I will say this: we got really good kids, and they've worked their butts off, and so I'm very proud of them the way they've stuck with that.
And just watching you guys from afar, kind of keep an eye on stats, kind of looking at different things. I've noticed your team has got improved since from November to now. It's been steady improvement. You've been very steady, consistent as they get more comfortable in gelling with themselves and your system. So I feel like you guys are kind of peaking at the right time with 4 games to go and get that SoCon tournament, have a chance to make a deep run there based on what you've been doing all year long.
Yeah, I hope so. As a matter of fact, I did before our practice today. I talked to him about these last 4 games, like treat it like a mini series, like 4 games is what we have left, and then let's treat it like a little mini series. And we're 0-0 right now. Let's see if we can't run off 4 straight. Obviously, you got to go at your first one, which is Sanford tomorrow at home. But that's kind of the mentality. And I told him, middle of February, it's getting near March. That's the time where teams really step up, and it's time now. We've learned freshmen no longer freshmen, sophomores, they're now juniors because you've been through enough games and enough situations to figure it out. So hopefully we can get on a roll and finish the season really strong.
And speaking of Sanford, you got them tomorrow night. You kind of mentioned them. What are you seeing them on film from Coach Padgett's team there? Because I know he's been there for a long while, in the business here. So what are you seeing on film from Sanford as you get ready to play those guys tomorrow night?
Yeah, they've got really. I mean, they got good players. They've got some guys. Sharkey, their point guard, has been there for a while. He's a great point guard. He can score. He can pass. He gets out. We don't need him scoring 20, 25. And getting 10 assists. When he's doing that, then you're in trouble. So they've got good. They got Dupree's another kid inside, a big wide body can score. Their 4-man, I love Robert Allen's, but 6'8", he can do inside out. They've got a good team. They just haven't necessarily gelled completely, I don't think. But they have talent, which is always scary. They want to play a fast-paced game. They want to press. They want to run. So we've got to be able to make sure we handle their pressure and their press and try to slow them down a little bit because we don't necessarily have great depth to where we can go up and down all night.
And, Coach, you got a couple of freshmen on the roster from here in the Atlanta area, Kamar Robinson and James Listen. So talk about those young men, their futures on your team going forward. Yeah,
Kamar is a point guard who's really I really like the way he's developed. For freshmen, it's so hard. He was able to, so much being thrown at him. And then obviously when I'm coming in first year, trying to get the culture and the style back, we're coaching him up hard every day, which is, I think why he has developed how he is, because he's been able to, he's a sponge. He wants to be good, but I was on him hard and he's really responded to that. And I'm happy to wait to see his progress just because the only way you can progress and develop is if you play. It's really hard, if you're sitting playing 5-6 minutes a game, you can't develop. And I think that's one thing that has helped him. He's just kind of been thrown into the fire. And with James Glisson III, he's got so much potential. I was really excited to be able to get him late because he's 6'7", got a big, strong body. He's got some skills. It's just he hit that freshman slump kind of before Kamar did. I think some of it might have been Kamar was out a few games with a concussion, so some of that is he was out. But James I'm excited about his future just because I think he's got so much to give and so much more room for improvement. But again, he's playing probably 15, 16 minutes at least a game. So he is starting to develop more too.
That's what I got for you, Coach. How important is it to recruit the Atlanta area with those two young men on the roster? Kind of can vouch for the program and you as a coach as well. With all being 70 miles north of Macon, so how important is coming up the road to find young men in the Metro Atlanta area to come down to Macon and pay for you and your staff going forward?
Oh, it's huge. It's when I first got the job, I looked at our roster. We had one guy on our roster from the state of Georgia. And so I thought we got to make that change. So we got Kamar, we got James, and then we've got three other ones from the state of Georgia, from around the Atlanta area for next year's class coming in. So that's something we have to be able to do because there's an abundance, in my opinion, of players in the state of Georgia, Florida, in the Southeast. So that's something we have been, very adamant about getting out and seeing guys.
Coach Gary, best luck to you against Stanford tomorrow. Hope to talk to you real soon, man. Best luck. I will definitely be cheering for you here, man.
Okay, thanks, JR.
Anytime, Coach.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right, it's Greg Gary on the Bossman Show.
Grab a hold of big breakfast flavor at Hardee's. Try 2 breakfast sliders for just $2.99. Get Applewood smoked bacon or freshly grilled sausage with fluffy eggs and golden melty cheese, all on a toasty little bun. Good morning, start at Hardee's. Available now for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show here with the Brown Bears head coach of the Ivy League, Mike Morgan. Coach, how you doing today, man?
JR, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Coach. Got started you off, man. You coach your alma mater. You've been there a good while since 2012 here. So, Coach, talk to us about the key to your longevity and what's it's like to be able to coach your alma mater and lead this program and have come out with 21 seasons from last year as well and doing good this year as well.
Yeah, thank you. It's an unbelievable honor to lead the program, for which I once played, and to lead the young men that we have here. Obviously, it's an incredible group of guys, student athlete in the truest sense of the word. We've got guys that can play at a really high level from a basketball standpoint, but who also happen to be, really bright and want to get the best education possible. So that's kind of what we present to people. If you want to play basketball at a really good level and also get a world-class education, there's really not too many better options than us when you talk about that combination. And the Ivy League as a whole, I think, has really improved from a basketball standpoint because I think more and more people out there are realizing the opportunity they have to play basketball and study in Ivy League school.
You got that right. And then, Coach, what do you feel like has been your greatest accomplishment since you've been leading the program as the head coach? You was assistant there for a while. You left and then you came back. So, as the head coach, you feel like it's been your greatest accomplishment as the head coach leading this program?
You know what? To me, it's just the relationships that have been built with our current student athletes, our former student athletes. We've had incredible engagement from our alumni. We just had alumni weekend a couple weeks ago, and the turnout was incredible, JR. So to me, it's that people care about our program, they're invested in our program, they come back, and obviously the relationships that I've built with our student athletes and their families mean the most to me.
Yeah, the relationship is so key with young men because these young men have you like as a surrogate father almost for 4 years, Then after basketball, you're still there for those young men because you saw them in their most formative years. So I know that makes you feel gratifying when you see a young man graduate with a degree and goes into his career of choice after basketball and then seeing, or if they want to play professionally overseas or wherever, that you helped play a small role in their success going forward.
Very, very true. Just a small role, but like for me to be able to, obviously meet a young man, whether he's a sophomore, junior, or senior in high school, and see him grow into a person who excels on the court and excels in the classroom and graduates from one of the most prestigious universities in the world. It's a great feeling to know that, like you said, I played a small part in that journey, and our guys, our former players, are doing incredible things, whether they're on Wall Street or starting their own companies or going to medical school to become doctors or law school to become lawyers or help give back to their community. It's amazing what our alumni are doing, and makes me proud that I'm associated with the school and with this program.
And Coach, Ivy League is a little bit different from most leagues that we cover on the show here, because I know that you guys can't really have your guys in the summertime. They're back home, so you have to trust the young men to get their work in on their own, to live seeing the on-court development. So, how do you go about the summers with the young men, giving them practice plans for themselves while they're away from the team and you guys to come back better when it's in the fall?
Yeah, JR, it's a great point. You're right. We basically can't touch them from early May until early September. So, in a lot of ways, they probably enjoy the break from me and from, the rest of my staff. But, it just really puts a paramount and a premium on, recruiting the right type of young men, guys who obviously, are serious about their academics, but who also are really serious about basketball, and they're going to work hard, and they're driven, and they're self-starters. So whether they're here with us working out or, they're back home in the summertime, they're constantly thinking, how do I get better? How do I improve? How do I develop? And for us, that's such a huge part of what we think has been our improvement as a program is, recruiting those kinds of guys who can really, really develop. And we've had a ton of examples of guys who come in as, maybe a little underdeveloped or a little underskilled in one area and have left and, have been incredible, well-rounded players and more importantly, well-rounded people. And, that gives you, great satisfaction as a coach when you see that development. So I think it's finding the guys that are going to work no matter what, because of that opportunity for them in the summertime. And these guys, they're doing incredible things. I mean, we had our 3 seniors on this year's team. One interned at Goldman Sachs this summer, and the other 2 had great internships at Bank of America and really, real world experiences for them. And that's such a big part of, the experience at Brown and any Ivy League school is those opportunities that come outside of basketball.
And what you need about the Ivy League for my listeners here is that you guys play back-to-back. So it's kind of, when we cover the Atlanta Hawks the way I do with travel and all, so I know a little bit about playing on a back-to-back. That second night of back-to-back for the Hawks, even they had professionals, they be kind of out of it in gas some nights on the back-to-back. So, which is very key piece with the conditioning coach and the eating piece, the sleeping piece, and the lifting piece. So how do you all, with your guys, want to get them in September, work on it, get them in shape so they can go through that gauntlet of the weekend to play those back-to-back games, and how do you kind of prepare for that each weekend conference play?
Yeah, it's a great question. Our league is very unique in the back-to-back format, and so I think, no question you want to make sure you're preparing yourself in the off-season so that your body can be ready as much as possible. We also try to make sure that we're finding the right balance during the week leading up to the games of, practicing and preparing, but also making sure our guys are getting enough opportunity for rest and recovery. The team that we're playing on Saturday night, JR, they're going through the same thing. So that it's not like they were off the night before and we're coming off a back-to-back. We're both in the same boat. And, a lot of times it's the team that, has, the best energy and the best passion and, maybe just a little bit more determination that's going to win the game Saturday night. And, you look back at all the best teams in our league over the years, they find a way to win Saturday night games. So we had our first Saturday night loss the other night at Princeton, who's a terrific team, but hopefully we can bounce back from that and win and find a way to pull through on those second nights.
Coach, you got 7 wins in non-conference play, man. It had to make you happy because, not many home games for you guys, not non-con, typically a lot of road games, some guarantee games if you play a high major. So with that being the layers that you have to deal with, 7 wins in non-con has to make you very, very happy.
Yeah, you know what I thought we learned as the non-conference season, kind of progressed. We played it, we challenged ourselves playing at Duke, at St. John's. We had a big win over, University of Rhode Island, who I think is a tournament team. We had a couple games we probably wish we would have played better early on, but, I think we've grown as the season has progressed. I think the development of some of our young guys has been, critical to that. And, we're at a point right now with, 8 games into our league where we're in a position where if we finish strong, we can accomplish everything we want to accomplish. So, I like the way our team is trending, and I think the non-conference schedule played a big part of that.
And coach, you're 10-2 at home, so I don't see the emphasis of winning at home games because you want to definitely win your home games and split on the road. So being 10-2 at home and make sure your guys are really focused at home and locked in to get those wins. I mean, I think you're doing a really good job right now. You're really happy about that as well.
Yeah, thank you. That's something that we've really, I think this team and, the last couple of years specifically has really embraced, really trying to protect our home court. And, we've gotten more and more increased support from our student body and from the community. And, when they come out and watch us play, I mean, they're seeing a pretty good product. We've got some athletes. We've got some guys that can make some high-level plays. And, I think our team is fun to watch. The community has really embraced them. And our players have embraced that support and really, appreciated it. And I think it's helped us become a pretty good team at home.
And also, Coach, you got a back-to-back this weekend against Columbia and Cornell. So as you're in the middle of this prep week, what are you seeing on film from those two teams as you guys prepare?
Yeah, you know what? Both teams are really hard to guard, JR. They run really good offense. They space the floor extremely well. They both have a go-to player and then guys that play off those guys really well. Columbia's got Mike Smith, who's a dynamic point guard who leads our league in scoring, and he's right around 22 points a game. So, and they've been really good at home. Both these teams have been really good at home. So, we're going to have to play really well in both games if we want to come out on top and understand that both these teams are hungry. Because we beat them the first time around in tight games in our gym, and we anticipate great challenges this weekend from Columbia and Cornell.
Now, Coach, you played in the Ivy League. There was no Ivy League tournament. So how cool is it to have an Ivy League tournament of 4 teams? Now, how cool is it now to have an opportunity, if you don't win the regular season title now, to go to the big dance?
Yeah, it's great, JR. You know what I always say, our teams, we had some pretty good teams. We came in second place 3 out of my 4 years, and we came in fourth place the other year. So, unfortunately, we never, won the regular season championship, never got an NCAA tournament berth. And there were some really good teams that, won the league in those years with Penn and Princeton. But, I'd like to think that if we had the tournament back then, man, we've been in the top 4 every year, and, we would have won the tournament one of the 4 years anyways. But, yeah, you know what? It's created a lot of excitement, for our league. It's also allowed the regular season to still be very significant because obviously if you're not in the top 4, you don't make it. And, right now you're looking at a league that's got, a lot of parity and, teams that are, kind of bunched up in the standings, and it's going to make for a really exciting finish here down the stretch.
That's what I got for you, coaches. Who have been some coaches in the business that really helped you out a lot? They kind of help you when you get run into some issues, or guys you lean on for advice, guys who really impacted you to want to actually be a coach in this business of college basketball.
Yeah, that's a great question. The first one, obviously, is my college coach, Glenn Miller, who was a Jim Calhoun disciple, played for Coach Calhoun at Northeastern, and was an assistant for him at UConn. And he recruited me to Brown. He gave me my start in the profession, and I still talk to him frequently. And I worked for him. I worked for Jerome Allen, who's now an assistant coach at the Boston Celtics. And Jerome has meant so much to my growth as well as a coach. And then, just the guys I've worked with. I worked with Dan Leibovitz at Penn. I worked with John Gallagher, who's now the head coach at the University of Hartford. And, I've learned so much from, everyone I've come in contact with. My current staff now, I learned from them. TJ Sorensen's our associate head coach, and he's been with me, all 8 years. And, he's such a great asset for us. And so just try to take as much as I can from everybody, JR. And, I think I've learned a ton from the guys I've worked for, the guys I've worked with, and, my current staff now. So, I appreciate you asking that.
Coach Barton, great to have you on the show today. Hope to talk to you again in the future. It was very enjoyable. I'm glad we got to do this today. It was really fun.
Thank you, JR. All the best.
Anytime. Thanks, Coach.
Sally Beauty's new all-in-one hair color kits make it easy to color your hair at home. Get everything you need to color for beautifully radiant results. Loved by professionals, open to everyone. Sally Beauty.
All right, folks, back on the Bossman Show. Your friend of the show, Casey Alexander, the coach now of Belmont Bruins out of OVC. Casey, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing good, man. It's enjoying the All-Star break here, so we're happy. So we're enjoying some days off, man. Doing radio only for a few days here.
Good for you.
Hey, man, I want to talk to you about your team, man. You guys are doing really well on OVC. 11-3 right now, conference play. That's make you really happy. You know, being first-year guy here at Belmont, your team responding to you really well, and you guys are up in the standings right behind Austin Peay there in Murray State.
Yeah, it's been better lately, too. Didn't get off to the start that we wanted, but we've won 6 in a row and put ourselves back in contention. A couple of weeks left to go, and a lot can happen between now and the time it's all said and done. But I like our team. I like where we are. Headed in the right direction for sure, I think.
And you know, what's the biggest improvement on the court for your team since November when you guys got going non-conference play? Because I've noticed as I watch you on the digital network here, you guys are playing more cohesive. Your schemes are working more and more. Guys are buying in more and more on the court for execution-wise. So what do you feel like in your mind has been the biggest key for your guys' improvement over the past few months here?
Yeah, I'll just give our players the credit for just kind of staying with it more than anything. You know, seasons are long, and you know, and it's real easy to get bored with it or tired with it. And, you know, sometimes injuries can overtake a team and losing can overtake a team, but our team has remained steady, you know, and I think naturally everybody's going to get better as the season goes along just because you're more comfortable with what you're doing. But in addition to that, I think our players have just kept the right mentality. They've come to work every day, and that's been the reason why we've been better as of late.
Exactly. And you know what's really key? So let's talk about your strength guy, you know, your strength conditioning program as well, because, you know, when you guys play for over 2 semesters, pretty much 5 months for it's hard going. So how important is it you be allowing your strength conditioning coach about the eating wise, the nutrition, the sleep patterns, and the lifting as well, basic lifting and practice plans, because you guys can play Thursday and Saturday and bring it for you every those nights for, you know, VC play.
Yeah, it's critical, you know, and you know, coaches are all over the map as far as how much emphasis they put on those things. I think they want it all, but they don't emphasize it all, you know. So the players have to know that it's really important to you if you really want them to give you the effort, you know, that they need to be giving in those areas. But I literally just walked out of practice 5 minutes ago, and we just took an informal poll on all those things. You know, how many of you guys have had a gallon of water today outside of practice? How many of you guys were asleep before midnight? You know, how many of you guys got over 8 hours of sleep last night? How many of you guys, you know, when you eat dinner, it's going to be your third legit, good, healthy meal of the day, you know? And so we talk about those things a lot. And over the course of a season, you really can't even measure how important it is.
Yeah,
it's important. It's as important as anything else we're doing, honestly.
You got that right, and I feel like KC fans don't understand that piece of it. Like, hey, if these guys aren't in shape, where it's not just lifting, but you got to be sleep, you know, all that stuff, nutrition-wise, because all that's connected, all that matters to keep the guys be able to play hard every night, choosing Saturday nights and league play, and play hard for you. So, and I feel like the young men have to really commit to that system, as you said, and commit to that, because you can't cheat it, because if you cheat it, it'll catch up with you when you don't want to catch up with you for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt, you know, especially these winter months when, you know, when flu's floating around and illnesses creep into everybody's life. It's just, it's really important you try to do what you can to combat that. And, you know, but ultimately it's still a choice that they make. You know, we're, you know, as great as Belmont is, we're not a school that has unlimited resources where we can, you know, we can pretty much make those guys, you know, eat what we want them to eat. And, you know, that's a huge advantage that the Power 5 programs have, because they've got unlimited budgets and they've got the resources that a lot of ours don't. So ours kind of have to do it just by sheer will alone. We do some things for them as much as we can, but it's not you know, we're not babying them and taking care of them morning, noon, and night like a lot of those other programs are.
Thank God you ever give grade like Scott, who has your back all the way through. So you have a great AD for sure. Great guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, it's you know, he's a good friend of mine, has been for a long time, but, you know, knows Belmont really well and knows what we need to be successful. And so a lot of really good positives out of that.
Now I want to talk to you about the non-con, Casey. 9 wins, year one, had to make you really happy, because we know it's hard to get home games in OVC. You know, when you're in that on the level you guys are in, you have to go on the road a lot, play some guarantee games to raise money for the school. So to get 9 wins with those layers, man, it'll make you really happy in year one for sure at your alma mater.
Yeah, but I would say a mixed bag at the same time. I mean, we had some good wins. You know, we were up gosh, we were up almost 30 at Boston College at one point in time, and that was a nice win. We scored 100 points, and we had a good win at Western Kentucky, who's he's a top 100 team. And but we had some close losses too that were really disappointing. We literally had, four of those 5 losses, or however many we had, all but one of the losses were decided in the last couple of minutes. And so I'd like to have a couple of those back. Coaches always want more, you know.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And, Casey, for our fans here in Atlanta who don't really know about Belmont, I've been to the Curry Event Center, talk about the environment there. Like, you guys are 12-1 at home. So talk about how the Belmont fans, to the section who's going wild, man, the whole presentation you guys have, and how that home court advantage you have at Curry is one of a kind.
Well, it's a good one, you know, and they're used to us winning. And, and they share ownership in that. I mean, I think they're a big part of why we've been so successful. You know, since 2011, we've won more. We got a higher winning percentage than everybody in the country, other than Kansas, maybe Duke and Kansas or something like that. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal what we've done at home, and this year is no exception. So it all goes together. Belmont's used to winning, as I said. I mean, we've got 8 NCAA tournaments. I think we've got 12 conference championships in the last 14 years, either regular season championships. And so it's a good place.
You got there right, and you're right there at home, and so you followed the legend, Casey, and Rick Bird. So filling those shoes, man, how's that feel right now for you?
Yeah, it's it is what it is. He's, Coach. I think I would feel differently about it if I didn't know him so well and know the program so well. I mean, I played for Coach Bird, and I was an assistant for 16 years, and so that's 20 years combined that I was in the program, and I knew, pretty deep what it was all about, and so that familiarity has helped me a lot. I think if I came as an outsider, and I'd probably have a little bit more of a tendency to look over my shoulder and wonder, I wonder how they did this in the past, or I wonder what Coach Bird would have done with this, but I really don't have any of those concerns at all.
Yeah, no doubt for sure. In that case, you got Morehead State coming up here on Thursday night. So what you seeing on film for Coach Bradley's team up there in Morehead, Kentucky?
Well, I was talking today to our staff just about how much I respect him and his team, and those guys. Winning or losing, they play hard. He's got a really good handle on them. They do what he asks them to do. Our game earlier in the year, we were leading for a lot of it, but they just wouldn't give up. They wouldn't quit. And so we had to fight really hard. And that says a lot about a coach and kind of the makeup of their players. And now we have to go on the road, so obviously that'll make it more difficult.
Now, Casey, since you've played a lot of these teams already, when you was at Lipscomb, you're kind of familiar with these teams. So for you being first in OVC, and plus you coaching the league for a long time, so transition a few times, know what the coaches do, know what the schemes are. How's that been for you, kind of, since you kind of been around and kind of played these teams over your time at Lipscomb?
Yeah, that's a mixed bag too. We probably played. There's 12 teams in the OVC, and we probably played 5 or 6 of them fairly regularly, and the other 5 or 6 never played. So there was a little bit of a learning curve. And when I was at Belmont before, Belmont was in the A-Sun, so it is. I mean, it's the first year, literally in 16, 17, 18 years, I haven't been in the A-Sun, because when I was at Belmont as an assistant, they were in the A-Sun. I went to Stetson for 2 years. They're in the A-Sun. I went to Lipscomb for 6 years. They're in the A-Sun. So it is a new world for me, even though I'm familiar with some of those teams.
And you got a young man on the roster from here in Atlanta, Ben Shepherd. Talk about this young man. What does it mean to your program going forward?
Well, your people there know that Greater Atlanta Christian is as good year in and year out as anybody. Ben came in extremely well prepared for the college game. Physically he's got some work to do, but his habits were as good as any freshman I've ever coached, honestly, and came in, with a lot of confidence and used to winning, and so he's been a real bright spot for our team. We've got enough depth that we don't have to have him play well and contribute every game necessarily, but he's come off the bench and given us as much of a lift as anybody has.
Now, Casey, with Atlanta being so close to Nashville, how much would you look at Atlanta more and more to find young men? Because just as you played in the A-Sun, coaching the A-Sun against Kennesaw State, you know how players are down in this area. So would that be a recruiting ground for you and your staff to come down here, try to maybe poach another young man or two to come up there to play for Belmont?
Yeah, for sure. We'd be foolish not to. I mean, they're just, you can make a living in Atlanta alone. There's so many good players if you work it hard enough, and so yeah, that'll always be an important place for us. I think most coaches would tell you that, you close to home is always better. And when we talk about Division I athletics, close to home is literally probably about a 200 or 300 mile radius. That's considered close to home. And Atlanta falls in that category for us.
Okay, so thank you for coming on the show. As always, my brother. Go see you real soon, man. I won't make Evansville, but I hope to see you at the Final Four if you come down, man.
I'll look forward to that. I'd like to be playing in it one day,
I hope so. I'll love that for you, too. I will love that for you, too. But yes, indeed. Well, best of luck to you, buddy. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you as always for coming on the show, man.
I appreciate it. Take care.
All right, now.
How do you feel about your office? Is it just a space for your company, or is it a space to help you grow your company? From new HQs to satellite offices, with WeWork, you can find a space that works for you. Visit we.co/space matters to learn more.
I was back on the Bossman Show here with Joe Mihalich here with me out of Hofstra Pride, out of CAA. Coach on the bus. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. We're on the just watching these white lines go by here, getting ready to go down and play another conference game. We're going to play at Drexel tomorrow, then we play at on Saturday.
Oh, that's Zach Spiker.
Right now.
We had Zach Spiker. We had him on the show a few weeks ago. Oh, Zach Spiker, man, in Drexel. So we definitely have you.
That's a tough act to follow. That's a tough act to follow. I don't know if I can do that. Man.
Yeah, we had on Dane Fisher as well and Martin Inglesby. So we've had some number of guys for your comments on the show, man. They'll get you on and get you some good show karma now, Coach.
No, let me do it. I'm going to do the math here. I'm your fifth choice, maybe, something like that. Come on now.
Nah, Coach. Nah. You the first choice. You the man. You the man on the hot seat right now, Coach. Tell us, Coach. You are in year 7, leading the Pride. Talk to us about your greatest accomplishments. What does it mean to lead this program as well as you have the past 7 years?
Well, listen, this is a predictable answer, but it's a great university. It's an awesome city. It's the greatest city, with all due respect to Atlanta. It's the greatest city in the world, New York City, and we got a great bunch of kids. So, I'm living the dream, man. That's the predictable answer, and the secret to success is to be at a place that you love, doing what you love with people that you love.
You got that right, and longevity in the coaching business is very key. You've been going into your 7th year. We know the carousel churns every March and April and May. It churns, but to be 1.7 years in the climate we're in has to make you feel really good, which tells me that your AD and your president is in line with you and your program.
Yeah, I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy, and I was 15 years before I came here. I was the head coach at Niagara University in upstate New York for 15 years. So. I've been lucky, and it's a great profession, but it's a horrible business. I mean, there's a lot of people that, do some great things and still wind up getting let go. And, I always say this, coaches get too much credit and they get too much blame.
Yeah, you got that right. Even the NBA ranks where I cover the most with the Hawks. I understand, the business, like John Beilein today's got to let go. So, the business side of it is very, very ugly. Like you see it too much, too less. Yeah. But it's always something going on there. But look here, Coach. Last year was great for you. 27 wins last year. So, what did you guys prioritize in the spring and summer and fall sessions to get ready for this year to keep that momentum going you had last year in this year's team?
Yeah, I think our battle cry was basically, look, last year was last year, and this year is this year. And we learned a lot from last year. There was a lot of carryover because we have three returning starters. We have 2 seniors this year they're just having, they're literally all-time greats in Hofstra basketball. DeJure Bowie is our point guard, and Elijah Pemberton is our scoring guard. And those 2 seniors have been awesome. But, again, our battle cry was, look, we saw what it takes to be good last year. And let's see if we can't, do all the same things that we did last year as far as work ethic and commitment and brotherhood and all that. And, so far so good.
I hear that. Now, Coach, also, like you said, also was very key to your program and your level is player development. So that piece of it for us, the on-court development, also off the court with the strength coach, eating right, the sleeping habits, and getting those made up lifts in. So talk about that part of your program is very key. A lot of fans don't understand it. Play development piece is on the court and off court with all those elements I just mentioned there.
Yeah. Well, listen, you talk about player development. I think that the first thing you want to talk about is your assistant coaches. I mean, I have the best coaches in America. Mike Farley, Speedy Claxton, who played with the Hawks for at least a couple seasons, I think, and Colin Curtin they're the three assistants, and they're always with them, watching video with them, doing everything they can to help them get better. And they're second to none when it comes to all the fundamentals and fine tuning those things and just doing every little thing you can to make your game better. And then the other superlatives I want to use would be that I talk about our strength coach. We call him Jimmy Waits, but his nickname is Jimmy Prendergast. He's unbelievable with the guys. I mean, he takes care of them. They get bigger, they get stronger, they get faster. Talks to them about eating and all that other stuff. And then our academic advisor, Rachel Peel. I mean, I don't care if it's Duke basketball or Alabama football. They don't have a better strength coach and they don't have a better academic advisor than what we have.
I hear that, Coach. Hofstra definitely get it done up there. Coach, then, like, for you recruiting-wise, Hofstra's a national brand. I've known about the brand for years, watching college basketball. It's a national brand, so when you make the phone call to a young man, whether it be in upstate New York or New York City or the Tri-State area or nationally, that's a brand name. So when you call a young man, they only have a guy like Speedy Claxton as assistant coach, that's what the young man happy to know they're going to be paid for a great coach like yourself, a good assistant to help them develop. Who knows what it takes to get in the NBA and play a long time outside of college basketball for sure.
Yeah, we've got a lot to offer here. All we have to do is tell the truth. But we don't have to. There's a lot of people that have to try to sell snow to an Eskimo. We don't have to do that. All we do is tell the truth. We talk about our school, we talk about our great city, we talk about our great program, and the rest of it takes care of itself.
You got that right, and Coach, you got 9 wins in non-conference play. That's to make you really happy because you guys have to play guarantee games. You can't get people to come to your place all the time, a lot of road game and travel. So to get 9 wins, those layers involved, has to make you really happy.
Yeah, we always say that our non-conference schedule, we want to use it to, do a lot of different things. First of all, get yourself ready for conference play, sharpen your teeth for conference play. But also to have our guys experience some of the, really cool things that come along with being a student athlete. Traveling a little bit, playing against good programs. I mean, this year we had a, I guess for us, I mean, it's kind of a historic win. We beat UCLA at UCLA. And, that was a thrill for all of us and for our entire university.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, is this, what do you feel like your team's really improved on the court from non-con to conference play? Because you all now 11-3 in conference play right now. So what do you feel like you have really improved on court with your team from November to now?
Well, I think what's improved, I think individually we've improved, but I feel like collectively we've improved too. I feel like we just seem to be in sync. Everybody seems to, there's a harmony there. Even defensively, offensively, it seems like all 5 people seem to be moving to the right spots and to the right places at the right time. And when you do that, it's like not to get carried away here, but it's like watching that great symphony working in the orchestra there. Everybody's playing together. Everybody's doing whatever tune they got to do. They're coming through with it.
And, Coach, how much have you emphasized with your team that this is a key part of the year? Like, you want to peak right now. You want to be playing your best ball this time of year because this is when it really counts. Like, it's those days in the CAA tournament that are really going to matter whether you get a bid to the big dance or not. So, in preparation for that, this stretch here, how do you keep your team focused on that and understand that, hey, every practice, every shoot around, every film session, everything we do now matters more than ever?
Well, you're hitting the nail on the head. We always talk about, if you want to be good in March, you better be good in February. And so far we've been okay in February. We got some more work to do now. We got 4 tough ones left. But if we want to be good, listen, it's a 1-bid league. It's a great league now. The Colonial Athletic Association is a great league. I always say it's the best league in the country that nobody knows about. So it's good teams, it's good players, but at the same time, it's only one team going. And so, we can talk about winning streaks we have now and the winning streaks we had last year. The only winning streak you want is that 3-game winning streak in March.
You got that right. And also, which helps you get the right seeding is having a great home record right now. You got 9-3 at home right now, so you defend the home court real well. So talk about the Focus Your Guys show when you guys are at home and playing in front of your fans.
Well, listen, if you don't mind me, changing the subject, but not the topic, we actually have a great road. We actually have a great road record. I'm not sure if we still do, but I think we're leading the country in road wins. So we're good at home, but to this point, I think we've been better on the road. I think we have 12. No, I think we have 11 road wins and 9 home wins. So, and I'm not sure if it's still the most in the country, but at one point, maybe a week ago, we had the most road wins in the country.
And that's key. You have true road wins. You don't have the luxury of playing a neutral site game, or you all have, like you said, true road wins. Because you must cover a magical ball to kind of read my sheet here, Coach. I have talk to you about road wins next. Actually, you kind of read my mind and how tough this means to win on the road. There, but you read my mind there.
I'm in your head.
Yeah, I like it. Now, Coach, a lot of guys on the roster with international backgrounds. I know New York City is a great town for international flavor and flow. So talk about the importance of recruiting kids internationally and bringing them into Hofstra and that environment and great education. Also, being in New York City, well, it's a very vibrant town, a lot of different backgrounds. It's very diverse.
Yeah, it is, and it's just that comes naturally for us. I mean, we, the diversity on our campus is second to none, and obviously the diversity in New York City. I mean, I always say Hofstra University is for everybody. It's for anyone. It doesn't matter what country you're from, what neighborhood you're from. It doesn't matter what you believe in, what faith you believe in, what race it doesn't matter. It's for everyone. There's a genuine comfort level there. So we have, we have a kid from Australia, we have a kid from Amsterdam, we have a kid from the Dominican, we have a kid from Puerto Rico. I mean, and it's just one big happy family. And you walk in that locker room and everybody's the same. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, everybody's the same.
That's what I got for you, coaches. So who have been some coaches in the business who really has been very important to you, friends of yours, that you lean on when you run into some difficulty here and there? And who kind of inspired you to want to be a coach, get into this business of coaching young men?
Well, I mean, I'm the luckiest guy in the world when it comes to that, because in college, I played for Paul Westhead, who has won an NBA championship with the Lakers, and he actually even won a WNBA championship towards the end of his career. And he was a heck of a coach. And then I worked with Morgan Wooten at DeMassa High School, who sadly just passed away about a month ago. I was his assistant coach for 3 years. And, Morgan Wooten, is the greatest coach of all time. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and he's coached people like Sidney Lowe, Derek Wittenberg, Danny Ferry, Adrian Dantley. So I was lucky to be at DeMassa. And I was also lucky enough to be with Speedy Morris, who is a Philadelphia icon and arguably the best coach to ever coach in Philadelphia.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, you have a great lineage for sure. Well, Coach, we'll see you tomorrow in Philadelphia against Drexel. Hope to talk to you real soon when you get in that big dance ticket punch in March. Then we catch up with you again and talk about your team going to the big dance, man, and your matchup.
Hey, you and me are buddies now. You call me anytime, or I'll call you, and we'll have a good time, okay?
Anytime, Coach. Thank you again for your time. Best of luck to you tomorrow now.
You're the best. God bless, man.
God bless you too now. That's Joe Mihalich on the Bossman Show.
Did you hear the news? Metro PCS is now Metro by T-Mobile. Now you get new plans with unlimited high-speed data all month long, all on the T-Mobile network. Check out the new Metro by T-Mobile today and discover the smarter way to get unlimited. Metro by T-Mobile. That's genius. During congestion, the fraction of customers using greater than 35 gigs per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus some T-Mobile customers. Video streams at 480p. Coverage not available in some areas. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show with Heath Schroyer here, the McNeese State Cowboys out of the Southland Conference. Coach Schroyer, how are things going with you guys down there in Lake Charles?
It's going great, man. How about things with you?
Coach, it's going great, man. Enjoying the All-Star break here in Atlanta with the Hawks here. A few days off, man, so can't complain one bit, man.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Coach, talk to us about this. You got hired at McNeese State. After extended back at BYU for 1 year there. So, tell us what's been the improvements you made to the program down at McNeese State since you've been there since 2018.
Well, obviously it's another rebuilding job for me and my staff. This seems like every job we get, it's need to be revamped and rebuilt, and this one's no different. They've had 7 winning seasons in 30 years, so we got a lot of work to do. I think we've come a long way in year 2. We had a 7-game winning streak, in the middle of the league, but right now we've kind of hit a tough patch and got to get back on track. But we're fighting right now to have the 8th winning season in 31 years or something like that. So. We've obviously are improved. We have good players sitting out. We have good young players in the program, and I think our culture is continuing to grow and get better. And we obviously have made a lot of strides, and I think we're heading in the right direction.
And, Coach, the player development piece is very important of a young team and young guys sitting out. Just the guys who you're redshirting, the young guys who you have active on the roster, because you got to get those guys better. You got to get because they only going to learn by being out there and get onto the fire a little bit there. So, what have you guys done to kind of in practice and outside of practice help these young men grow as players and as young men with their bodies eating right, sleeping right, and getting with your strength coach as well?
Well, I think what you just said is everything that we try to do is obviously, educate them and on nutrition. For many of these guys, it's their first time being in a Division I weight program and all the things that go into that. So that's always an adjustment, a lot of film session, spending a lot of time with guys in film. So just all those things that, go into, getting a player better and getting a program better are things that we're doing. And, so it just takes some time. I mean, at the end of the day, it just takes a little bit of time. And, I'm not trying to, microwave this thing. I'm trying to, slow cook it and build it right. And, to have a good culture and a good program and, get the APR back on track. I mean, when I took over, that was a big thing from the president down that we needed to address was, get our APR back in order. I mean, we weren't on probation, but we were really close. So, just trying to make, decisions to have a really good APR and a good program and moving forward.
And Coach, also this time of year, the strength coach is really important to keep those guys very healthy to this point of February into March, because is in a 1B league, what counts as their conference tournaments. You want the guys to peak right now, late February and into March, so they can get hot at the right time. Mm-hmm. So how have you stressed to your young team that, hey, this is the key time, right? We have to be on all cylinders firing away, because this is really do or die now for us.
Well, I think that, you just talk about it throughout the year, and, and we obviously talk about it a lot right now, is that, the most important basketball is ahead of us. And, like going for example, we have 2 games at home, Saturday and Wednesday. So, those are, especially in February, you got to be able to take care of business at home and try to figure out a way to steal another 1 or 2 on the road and get in, like you said, get into the conference tournament and playing your best basketball and being confident. So, there's a lot to play for. It's a crazy time of year, and, every game really, really matters. And, not that, the ones in November and December don't, but obviously there's a little more, pressure and weight on the games right now. And, so for young guys, I think it's easy, to get caught up in that. But I think the most important thing is just being consistent in what you do week to week. And I think that's what we try to do.
And Coach, kind of read my mind. You all have 9 wins at home, so I know you've been coming home with your kids that we got to win at home. 9-3 at home is very good for you guys as well. So I know, like you said, we got to win these home games, because I feel like the young men sometimes can get complacent at home. But for you guys to get 9 wins at home and defend the home court in Lake Charles, there has to make you happy. And as you say, hope you guys will split on the road and get those road wins to help add to your tally, to help you with seeding in the tournament and get you some more wins as well.
For sure. Yeah, you have to win at home, in league play. And, we were able to win 3 on the road. We just got to figure out a way to win these next 2 at home, and you take it one at a time, and then hopefully you're able to steal another 1 or 2 on the road somewhere. But, every league is hard. Every league is tough, especially coming down the stretch in February. And, But, you know, I like our group a lot. I think that, you know, we've obviously come a long way in 18 months, and, you know, we just got to keep, you know, making improvements and keep getting better day by day.
Now, Coach, when it comes to recruiting in Louisiana, because you guys have so many schools in your conference, Southern Conference from Louisiana, so how do you go about trying to build relationships with the high school coaches and AAU coaches as well, and also in Texas as well, in Alabama, in Mississippi, all in that area around your university, to try to say, hey, McNeese is a place to come. You know, we got other competition all around us, but come play for me and come with the McNeese and get a great education at McNeese and play good basketball as well for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that, you know, recruiting, just like in anything, is all about relationships. So, you know, just trying to develop as many relationships with coaches in the areas that you spoke about as possible. You know, last year was our first year having a team camp. You know, we're having another team camp this year that, you know, we have a new facility, so we like to show that off. And, you know, we spend a lot of time in the Houston area and obviously in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all the places that you mentioned. And, you know, just try to get as many people on campus as you can. And, but, you know, the lifeblood of any program is recruiting, and the key to recruiting is relationships.
You got that right. Then, Coach, I know the non-con didn't go where you wanted to on getting 5 wins, but the fact of the matter is your guys went through that gauntlet. They saw different styles of play. And plus, when you're at McNeese State, you have to play guaranteed games and go on the road a lot. I mean, the home games you can get. So all those layers factor in as well. But you feel like how happy your team bounced back from the non-con preseason games to getting South to play. You guys in Southern Conference. You know, I mean, you got 7 wins now, so I feel like your guys really took that and got better from it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing 5 or 6, you know, guaranteed games every year. So, you know, you have to kind of always, you know, keep that in perspective. But you know, I think our guys learned a lot from it. You know, we had a chance at Texas and, you know, had a shot to win it and just didn't go in. And, you know, so I thought we played good basketball. I thought we were, you know, we've learned a lot throughout the year. And, you know, we just kind of try to finish strong.
You got there right now, Coach. You got New Orleans coming up here on Saturday. Tell us about what you've seen on film from Coach Lesner's team there.
You know, I have a lot of respect for Celeste. I mean, he does a heck of a job, and, you know, they've been off for a week, and, you know, so I'm sure they're going to be, you know, fired up and ready to go. They're always the most physical team in the league. You know, they do a great job of posting guys 1 through 5, and you got to do a great job on the glass. They're hard to score on. So you know, Celeste always has a really good team. He does a great job coaching them, and you know, it'll be another hard-fought game on Saturday.
Last one I got for you, Coach, is this. Who have been some coaches in your career who really helped mold you as a coach and help you throughout your career in the business of coaching that you've been in for so many years?
Well, I think, you know, the first one, you know, that I played for in high school and I did a lot of clinics and stuff with is Coach Morgan Wooten from DeMatha High School, who just passed away. I mean, he was a huge mentor of mine. You know, Steve Cleveland, who I worked for multiple times at Fresno State and BYU, Dave Rose, Mike Bray is someone I've bounced things off of a lot. You know, so those are the guys I think that, you know, when I really sit back, are the guys that I've really tried to learn from the most.
Well, Coach, good to catch up with you again. I miss you as UT Martin. I'm glad you're doing well here at McNeese State. Hope to see you Final Four, Coach. Hope you guys can make the big dance as well, Coach.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate your time. Thanks for calling.
Anytime. It's Heath Schroyer on the Bossman Show.
Sir. The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. There it is. Got to get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.